here with Catherine from Marketing and Security Services at City. So can you tell us in a nutshell like what your job is and what you do exactly?
Yeah, so I work on the sales and trading floor at City within rates. So basically we provide market prices for our clients. So I trade like government bonds and interest rates derivatives. So the clients basically, day to day, they call up, they say, I need to buy or I need to sell 100 million of this particular government bond. You show them the price, it's all very quick, like the transaction will take a few seconds. And then obviously you book that, I work in sales, so I book that transaction, and there's also the aspect of providing trade ideas to your clients. So if you see something in the market that looks particularly out, you can highlight it to your client and say, look, this is like a great trade, and basically like put together a few slides saying like, why this trade is good and how they can make money.
That sounds really good. What is it that you actually like about this job?
So there's a few things. The hours are great. Like you work 7 till 6:30. You still have your evenings. You just don't have your mornings, but it's fine.
No one uses the mornings anyway.
Exactly. Or everyone's going to be tired at work in the morning anyway, whether it's 7 or not.
Yeah.
It's really fast paced. So although you're working 11-hour days or 12-hour days, the day literally flies by because you're trading and trading for like every minute. So you feel like you've been at work for about 3 hours. So it's not boring. It's never boring. And you have lots of different clients and lots of different traders that you just need to adapt, and you learn a lot of people skills in sales and how to react to different people and what different people kind of like and how they like to trade. So it's very varied and very interesting, and the days fly by.
And what's the opposite side to that? Like what's not so great about it?
It's a super high pressure job and a lot of money is at stake. So if you make a mistake or if you're too slow, you can lose thousands or millions. So, and if you make a human error, if you're booking something, then we booked like 5 decimal places. So if you're out by a few decimals, that it can mean thousands for the bank. And the clients rarely highlight it when it's not in our favour. They'll highlight it if the client's going to be down $1 million, they'll go, whoa, you looked it wrong. Whereas if they're up $1 million, they keep very quiet and they're like, oh well. And so it is quite stressful that way. And I mean, if you do make a massive mistake and you lose, I mean, obviously they're going to be penalised. So it's quite pressurising.
That's well, thank you so much. And before you go, can you just tell us one thing that will help someone to like be in your job or stand out when it comes to being in marketing security on the trade floor?
Yeah, I think they like people who are quite fast and with it, and you need to know about the market. So if you ever come to the trading floor, you kind of maybe read the FT or kind of know what's going on in the market at the time, just to show you know what's going on. And they like people that are quick on their feet. And if you're thinking about an answer, kind of think out loud, because then they know you're thinking it.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much. It's good to meet you.
So I work for Right, which is a full-service global firm, and I'm a training solicitor there. So I'm in my going into my 2nd year of the training contract. Basically, what it is, over 2 years, we do 4 seats in which we rotate in different departments. So we get 6 months in different departments. And to get an experience of what kind of law they practice and what we eventually qualify into. So I'm currently on secondment and a client, so I'm getting the experience like kind of in-house and I'm going back into the authority. So yeah, that's basically kind of very brief.
Yeah, it seems very cool and exciting and challenging. What would you say you need to have in you to sort of survive in this environment?
Always be positive. And I think when you're a trainee in any business, it's always good to realise that you don't know a lot, and to be up for learning and to be engaged in learning new things, and to really be positive and take this opportunity, because there are so many opportunities in firms such as businesses, and to take them kind of with a smile and to take them on every day. So because it can be a tough environment to work in, the hours are quite tough, and really quite difficult and demanding, and you're trying to impress people all the time. So just kind of a happy thing, a positive attitude, just be happy with life.
So you mentioned the hours. Is that sort of like the downside? You get to have a life, pursue other interests, like.
You definitely can. I mean, it's all about managing time and managing people's expectations as well. So if you're obviously committed to your work, and they would expect you to be there if they need you, and that's why you're there, that's your job. But you know, people are very, very aware that, you know, there is life on the other side of work, and if you are, you know, open about it, you know, if you ask in advance and you're prepared and you manage people, then it's perfectly, you know, it's perfectly okay to go out and do it.
Perfect. And last question, what is the one thing that would help us stand out in a company like yours?
That's an interesting question, and it's actually it's something that someone else asked me to do. But I would say just be yourself, because at the end of the day, this is a company you'll be working for a very long time. So you want to know that they match you as well as you match them. So having your personality, knowing and being sure of yourself is very important. It sounds quite cliche.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So speaking to you. Thanks. We've got Carl from Oxford today talking to us, and he's been here with us at the WCAN conference, and we just want to get like the male perspective of what's gone on today and how he feels about, you know, this exciting time for us.
I'm really happy. It's been a really successful event. It's really strong. It's good to see so many positive and like successful young black women here today. I think the main reason that I'm here today is because I'd really like to see that speak up. Sorry. The reason that I'm here today is because I work in a lot of sponsorship capacity for my ACS because I'm the vice president. And we're trying to develop a stream for young black women and focus on developing areas where women might not perform as well or might overperform compared to their male counterparts, and trying to really understand that context to help develop that for our ladies at the ACS. I think it's important that men stay engaged in this kind of stuff as well, because the harsh reality is that still in many of these institutions men are at the top positions, and if men are going to turn a blind eye at initiatives like this, then we're not really going to have the collaborative approach we need to make sure everyone's uplifting each other. So yeah, I'm just really here to make sure that I keep it in my own conscience, in my own life, so that whenever I'm in a position to help out initiatives like this, I can do so.
Perfect. Now, a quick questions. What is next for you, Mariam, and what is next for WCAN?
So next for WCAN, we have a few more events planned this year, just to get women, help with the application, but also to get people together and just building more of a network in terms of the mentors, the sponsorships, not just from a career point of view, and then for me, I graduated in 2015, so hopefully I'll be getting straight into a nice job if I get it. So, that's us.
What would be the one thing you want girls to live with? Like after being here today, what is the message of today?
Well, the thing for me is, I remember when I was in like my first and second year, and I didn't have a direct, you know, instant knowledge of what I wanted to do or where I wanted to be, or exactly what the different institutions that I saw in the city, what they made, what they were basically, what the divisions were and how they were. So I guess what I would really like the girls to have is that knowledge, just knowing exactly, well not exactly, because who knows exactly what they want to do, but just having, you know, some background knowledge before they start their application, so that they know exactly what direction they want to go through. And they also know that anything they want to do is possible. So, you know, they can speak to inspirational women, and they can sort of look to them as role models and think, you know, she's done it, I can do it, and I can do more. I think that would be amazing. I like that.
I think we could definitely all be today with that today. Thank you very much. That's very pleased with everything that's happened today. We're very happy. So, what do you want the girls to take away from everything that's happened today? What are the three things that are most important for us to know?
I think the three things, I'm going to echo the things that I said in my talk with the group, are that firstly, to be prepared for any situation professionally, you must walk into interviews prepared. In my line of work, walking into court, you must be prepared. So prepared that you cannot be taken by surprise. So you must do a lot of research and work. It's surprising to me how many people perhaps come in for interviews to my chambers when they want to be pupils in our chambers, and we ask them about, you know, why they want to go to criminal law, or we ask them a question about a notable case in criminal law that may be in the media at the moment, and they're stuck for an answer. That to me suggests not being prepared, and that can count you out. You know, the work market at the moment, competition is fierce because of the economic climate. It's very difficult also for graduates to get in. So being able to set yourself apart from you know, your contemporaries is is a major factor, and I think being prepared for the situation that you need to go into will assist you in doing that. One of the other things that I spoke about today is being really in tune with what you want. So setting yourself a goal, understanding where you want to be and going for that, and not being swayed by the voices or perhaps what other people, are telling you to do, or what other people in fact are doing. Understanding what it is that you want to do. And part of that will be being able to research, or must be researching what you want to do and having reasons why you're going in a particular direction. Because once you have an objective and once you know why you're aiming for that particular objective, it becomes easier to remain steadfast to that objective, maybe in the light of people not encouraging you, or maybe if there's been any kind of failure that you've suffered, being able to pick yourself back up and keeping focus on where it is that you want to go. And finally, one of the third things that I would say is having an amount of self-confidence. I think self-confidence as a tool is so effective for whatever you want to get into. Being confident about yourself, it comes through in the way that you relate to people, when you introduce yourself to people, how you are in the room with contemporaries, people that may be more senior than you. Being confident really does shine through, and it gets you noticed. And as I said, wanting to stand out in the current climate, current job market is a must. So those are three things.
So we've just been at the WCAN conference today. It's been an incredible day. All the girls have really loved it, and Mel here has been an integral part of organising it. You gave the speech on networking. I just want to put it back to you to give us a quick recap of what it is to network and what we need to be doing, and how to toe the line between being too forward but getting what we need for our potential mentors, things like that.
Okay. So number one, I think the first thing is just being proactive, making sure that you're on a base that they see. So for example, on the day that you see them, you meet them for the first time, you need to make sure that you send them an email within the next 24 hours to say that, yes, I'm really interested in what you said, I'm really interested in something you can offer and what you are doing, all that kind of thing. And that could be a relationship that can potentially build into kind of a mentoring one. Also, you need to realise that potentially you don't have those natural networks that other people might have, for example, uncles and aunties in that profession that you want to go into. So it's a thing where you need to be proactive and make sure you're going after what it is you really want. And having that thing between confidence and being too forward is just general having emotional intelligence to know when you're going too far. But at the end of the day, if they're not someone that is paying your bills directly at that time, to be fair, it doesn't even matter. Just go for it if you want and just chase it.
Can you just tell us one thing that you feel we should take away, if nothing else, from this event?
I believe that especially from WCAN, you should take away, as an Afro-Caribbean woman, you should take away the knowledge that you do have a network available to you, both within your respective universities and in the corporate world. And I do believe that as essentially a sisterhood, we should work to maximise and make the most of this community.
Perfect, thank you. This is a one-of-a-kind organisation, and we're so happy to have gotten to be here today, and we'll let you know everything about it on the blog.